I'd like to call Tony Lloyd, the chairman of the PLP.
Thanks very much, Carl. Can I also congratulate you and all those involved with organising today's event? And it's you've already heard many words, and to an extent I'm going to echo what you've already heard from those of my colleagues. I think the tragic memory that Benazir leaves us with inevitably is the fact that she was mown down, a woman who was about to change not just Pakistan, but I think the world in which Pakistan itself lives and the world in which all of us live. It was that important and that tragic that she was killed in the way she was. But I think it's also important for us to remember that Benazir Bhutto did take a calculated risk. She knew she was going back, as Lord Ahmed has said, to a situation of immense personal danger. Obviously, immense personal bravery in taking that decision, but she took that decision because she believed that the cause that she represented, the cause of democracy, the cause of human rights, the cause of justice and freedom, was so important that she was willing to risk her own life in order to put that message to the people of Pakistan and the people of this world. And actually, the memory that we should treasure from Benazir is exactly that she was a model and an exemplar, not simply for those years of her own political activity in Pakistan, not simply for Pakistan, but across time and across this planet of ours. And the tribute we do owe her is to make sure that we entrench exactly that demand for justice, for freedom, for democracy in Pakistan and around this world. And if we can insist that that is Benazir's lasting legacy, then she will have lived in a way that was magnificent, and she will not, in that case, have died in vain. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. It gives me a great pleasure to call the Arts Minister, Mr. Sean Simon.
Thank you very much. Many honourable colleagues have spoken with great passion and sincerity. I just want very briefly to echo what others have said by just noting that, quite simply, this was a woman who laid down her life for democracy, and the two ways we must respond to that is, first, we must remember her sacrifice and treasure her memory, and second, we must remember the obligation that that places on us, all of us, on our governments and our communities, to work for those ends, to value and strive for and fight for and defend democracy and justice and freedom, so that the great sacrifice that she made has meaning and value in the end. Thank you.
I'm going to get through this very quickly. If I can have the speaker not falling over on the so. Calvin Hopkins.
Good afternoon. It was a terrible shock, tragedy for all of us when Benazir Bhutto died, was killed, and I'm sure that millions of people around the world invested immense hope that she would actually make a real difference, not just to Pakistan, but the whole of the East, and indeed the whole of the world, and bring some peace. I had the privilege of meeting her on two occasions when she came to my constituency of Reuben North. I have a large Pakistani community in my constituency, and they were as supportive as I was. But she was very brave, and she would talk to her own people, perhaps in a way that outsiders couldn't, because she was one of them, and she spoke in Luton in the town hall, and she said, we must spend less money on arms and fighting and killing each other, and more money on education and health and addressing the gross inequalities that exist in Pakistan. That's what we have to do for the future. That's what she stood for. And in a sense, that's the message I've always had in my politics all my life. Peace and social justice and equality. And that's what she stood for. I was, as I say, she was charming, highly intelligent, charismatic, a natural leader. And it was a tragedy for us all that she was killed. But this meeting, and I think hopefully around the world, we mustn't forget Benazir Bhutto, because she, I think, was a symbol for how the future should be. Let's hope that her memory will last and that people will act upon the messages she brought to us all. She was a wonderful woman, a great politician, and I was proud to have known her for a brief moment. Thank you very much.
I'd like to call somebody who